Hello, sociology class. This is Mary Francis, and today I am doing my cultural presentation on this sweatshirt that I'm wearing. This sweatshirt is from my first ever concert that I went to back in 2023. My friend Victoria took me to it for my birthday, and I had never listened to this band before. I had never been to a concert before, and it was a small indie band, so the concert probably had 200 people in it in total, and my little 4'11" friend dragged us up to the front, and so we were right by the stage for the entire night. And afterwards we got to meet one of the drummers, and he introduced us to the whole rest of the band so that they could sign it. It's a bit faded because I've been wearing it constantly since I bought it, but I think this relates to the chapter 3 on culture in several different ways. So first of all, it's an item that is tangible, which is how material culture is described on page 67 of the textbook. And it's a sweater. It's fully tangible. It is in existence while I wear it. And it's a cotton blend, so it will probably not be tangible in about 50 years, but it will have a pretty hefty lifespan. Next is about cultural universals. So I think that music is truly one of the most universal of culture universals, because not even in the extraordinary ways of listening to music from a different culture or different language and not even understanding the words, but being able to understand the gist of what they're saying. But because this was a band that I had never listened to, and if it wasn't for my friend Victoria taking me to them, I probably would have never found them and listened to them. But I was still able to go and have a really fun time at the concert, and now they're a band that I listen to somewhat regularly. Secondly, I would like to relate it to popular culture, which is categorized as a pattern of cultural experiences and attitudes that exist in mainstream society on page 80 of the textbook. So this relates to pop culture in two ways. First of all, it's a sweatshirt. That is one of the most basic pieces of clothing that someone can own. This outfit is very similar to probably what 100 other students on campus wore today. It's also a part of popular culture because it's a part of music. And it's based off of a band, which graphic tees and band tees are extremely popular. And it's also a part of a subculture, which is categorized as a smaller cultural group within a larger culture on page 81, because it's from a smaller indie artist. It's not from a huge band that you'll always hear on the radio. I had never heard of them before the concert. They've got a small, loyal following and are fairly big in California, but they're not huge, even for an indie artist. Like, I went to Hosier last year, who is still an indie artist, but he's massive. Too Sweet is played on the radio almost too much. But I would also, and whenever I wear this, people will comment on it and they'll be like, oh, that's a cool sweatshirt. And sometimes they know the artist. Like, I went on a trip and one of the guys on the trip, he was like, oh my gosh, you listen to the Growlers? And I was like, yeah. And I got to explain the story of how I got the sweatshirt and that was signed, and he was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And so it's also like a conversation starter. And within subcultures, wearing things that are part of that subculture that links you to it is a big part of how people find friends and strike up conversations with random people. But I'd also like to relate it to countercultures, which are distinguished from subcultures as they reject some of the larger culture's norms and values from page 81 of the textbook. So I grew up going to a very small Catholic school, and we had to wear uniforms 5 days out of the week, and then Sundays were, of course, church clothes. And so I could only really dress like myself on Saturdays. But even on Saturdays, I would still wear shirts and t-shirts and skirts I barely ever wore jeans as a kid. And so to me, wearing this sweatshirt is a direct counterculture to the society that I grew up in. So going to school, we had to wear a vest, a button-down shirt, and a plaid skirt. We could not wear any jackets that weren't plain black, and they couldn't be branded. So having flashy cartoon skeletons and peace signs and a tongue sticking out and a little gremlin in the back, that would totally not fly. And this symbolizes like one of those first adult experiences I had that truly like, oh, I'm breaking away from how I was raised in a certain way. And I typically wear this with jeans or with leggings, which would have also not been allowed at all. And so it kind of, even though this sweatshirt is not my personal style, I like it, but it's not how I dress all the time. It still signifies like a part of my style, and it signifies me breaking away from the strict rules I had to follow and finding myself. Also, it is a sweatshirt, and I was always taught as a kid to be very prim and proper and to dress like a lady and to act like a lady. And while I still carry a lot of that with me, this is a more casual outfit, and it's one of the few pieces I wear that is completely casual, and that goes against how I was raised to always be in skirts and dresses and frilly and pink. And while I still have so many of the values I was raised on, I got to kind of pick and choose. And so, well, to anyone else, this is just a sweatshirt and jeans. To me, it is memories with my friend Victoria. I can still hear the blaring music of the concert and feel the energy of being in the front row at that concert. And whenever I wear it, I have those memories that I take with me. And to other people outside of my own individual bubble, is a symbol of the type of person I am, the type of music I listen to. It's funky, and so when I wear it, people think that I'm a cool, funky person, even if I'm not. But yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed my cultural presentation. Sorry for the ums and stuttering. I chose to do the video to try and be a little bit better on camera. But have a great day, y'all.